Okay, bathroom break muna, then we will start after 5 minutes. So how's your rotation? Are you enjoying the medicine life? So are you regretting your life choices now?
Yes.
Okay, same. Okay, may medtech ba na pre-med dito? Okay, so yakang-yakan na yung bacteriology. Okay, so nakapag ano na kayo? Dito match for the PGI? Meron bang sa Bataan dito? Bataan General Hospital? Wala nang pa-match sa Bataan General Hospital. Ayun nyo doon, may stipend doon. Wala. Okay, so I'm a pathologist kasi doon. So if you're there, say hi to me. Okay, saan kayo nagpa-match? JBL, di pa kayo sawado? May stipend ba sa JBL?
Pagod lang.
Bakit tayo nabudol? Okay, so are anyone here planning to be a pathologist? Wala? Meron? Sige, may training kami sa Bataan dyan. Mga gusto mo doon. If nagsawa ka sa JBL. Okay. Mapapagod din kayo sa clinical. Kasi may isipan na kayo magpato na lang. Okay, so most of you want to be a clinician. Pedia, IM, surgeon. Okay. Tapos napapagod pa kayo, clerkship. Tapos yun pa yung mga gusto nyo. Pag napagod kayo, mag-derma kayo. Derma, radio. Pato actually, physically hindi siya pagod, but mentally yes. Kasi you must know everything. Okay, so hindi lang isa yung libro, unlike IM, internal medicine, you only have, pwede ka na pumasa, Harrison's, surgery, you have Schwartz, but in Pato, you have everything. So the pediatric pathology, obstetric pathology, gynepathology, so lahat. So ayun, so nabudol din ako. Okay. So, I hope you're enjoying your clerkship and as well as your postgraduate internship. Kasi that will be the only time na hindi kayo makakasuhan ng mga pasyente niyo. Okay, so during the residency, naabutan niyo ba yung pandemic? Hindi na. So face-to-face na lahat kayo? First year, okay. Pero clerkship, face-to-face na, okay. Wala nang AUF na internship, PGI, okay. So nag-PGI ako dyan, but I'm not a graduate of AUF. Pero I'm a postgraduate intern. Napagod din ako. Okay, so I graduated from San Beda University. Then yung mga rotation namin sa Carino Memorial Medical Center. So like GPS, sobrang daming tao. So, So napagod ako and then I've decided na dapat mas malapit na lang sa bahay. So I had sa university. But I graduated here as a medical technologist. Huwag niyo tanongin ko anong batch. Mga 1 year ahead ng dun sa chat. Okay, so let's start. So this is just a brief review of bacteriology. Okay, so alam ko, puro insertion na lang yung mga naalala nyo dyan for sure because of your rotation, no? Worksheet. So pagod na kayo, you don't have time to study anymore. But my tip to you when I took the board examination, okay, so halos yung mga sagot ko came from the things that I've learned during my rotation as well as in the postgraduate rotation. So, usually yung mga binibigay ng mga review center, 10% lang siguro yung lilitaw doon. Masaya na kayo kung may 10% na lilitaw doon. Okay, so lahat talaga stock knowledge. Kung ano yung mga napag-aralan nyo during yung first year hanggang sa fourth year. So, this, the micropara, no, you've learned this subject during your second year pa. Okay, so 2 years, tama ba? 2 years ago, no? So, kaya medyo mahirap siya, but mind you that these things that you've learned from your micropara, they're also connected, no, sa mga na-encounter nyo sa mga patients nyo, especially in the pediatric, internal medicine, gyne, especially mga infectious. So, this is just to show you the difference of the gram-positive and the gram-negative. Okay, so they have different bacterial cell walls, and the gram-positive has a thick peptidoglycan layer. That's why, anong color niya pag gram-positive? Ha? Ano? Purple. Pag gram-negative, pink. Okay, red. Okay, so the gram-negative, what is unique to these organisms is that they have a thin peptidoglycan layer as well as an outer layer of lipopolysaccharides. Okay, so mga LPS. So, here is just a table for you, no, to know the difference between the gram-positive and gram-negative cells. So, the gram-positive, kaya niya na-take up. Okay, what is the dye? Or stain? Okay, so crystal violet, that's why it's purple, stains as purple. Because it only has 2 layers and nag-absorb sa thick peptidoglycan yung crystal violet. Okay, unlike sa gram-negative organisms. So, under the gram-positive cells, they have no endotoxin, no periplasmic space, and there are no porous channels. It has a low lipid content. Okay, so they are vulnerable to lysozyme and penicillin attack. So this is the difference between the gram-positive and gram-negative, because the gram-negative cells, they are resistant to lysozyme and penicillin attack. Kaya hindi natin binibigay na yun ng mga drug of choice. Okay, kung mapapansin nyo sa mga patient nyo. And also, I've told you that the gram-negative has a thick lipopolysaccharide. So this also serves as a virulence factor of the gram-negative microorganisms producing endotoxins. Okay. So I'm just going to give you the PowerPoint. This is just a table of the different rapid biochemical tests. Okay, and how will you determine basing on their reactions. Okay. So the general rule is that all cocci are gram-positive except for Neisseria, Veillonella, and Branhamella. So yung pinaka importante dyan is the Neisseria. Okay? So, kahit yan lang yung maalala nyo during the board exam. Okay? So, all cocci, again, are gram-positive except Neisseria. And all bacilli are gram-negative except for mycobacteria because they are what? Okay, they are acid-fast, no? And the rest, the Listeria, Bacillus, Erysil Belotrix, and the Corynebacterium. So, I've told you that the microorganism, they have different kind of virulence factors, and because of these virulence factors, they cause different kind of pathogenesis, okay? Or the clinical manifestation will be based on the virulence factors of these diseases. So if you encounter during your rotation, what is your clue when you are dealing with your patient? It's their signs and symptoms, okay? So based on the signs and symptoms, you will now know what kind of organisms you are dealing with, okay? Because of these different virulence factors, okay? So, flagella, there are for movement and chemotaxis, okay? So, what are the microorganisms that possess flagella? So, you have Vibrio, Escherichia coli, Proteus mirabilis, Spirochetes, okay? The Salmonella, and the Helicobacter pylori, okay? So, pili, also known as your fimbriae or the adhesins, so they have the ability to adhere, okay, in the tissues. So, what are the microorganisms that possess pili? Okay, Bordetella, Escherichia, Neisseria, and Campylobacter jejuni. Okay, capsules. Microorganisms, there are different kind of microorganisms that possess capsules, okay? So, because of this, do you know what kind of test that you will request if you want to see if the microorganism has a capsule? Okay, well, what is the stain? Or what stain that you will request that will stain the background and then walang stain yung capsule? What? India ink. Okay? So, capsule is for opsonization, meaning the antibody will bind to the capsule. Okay? So, what are the gram-positive that possesses capsules? So you have Bacillus anthracis, okay, Streptococcus pneumoniae, Agalactiae, Pyogenes, as well as Staphylococcus aureus. And the rest are gram-negative that has capsules. Okay, so endospores. So when you're dealing with endospores, it means that these microorganisms are resistant to heat, okay, cold, drying, or chemical agents. So the microorganisms are gram-negative Bacillus and Clostridium. So biofilms, when you're dealing with microorganisms that can produce biofilms, meaning this bacteria allows the attachment, okay? So they're able to bind to the prosthetic devices, the IV lines, and catheters, okay? So they protect them, or the microorganisms are protected from antibiotics, okay, and immune system. So usually the microorganisms are the Staphylococcus epidermidis and virulence, okay. So for the lab tests, so here, okay, so there's a flow chart. This is a flow chart, okay. So when you're dealing with a gram-positive bacteria, now you will look for its shape. Okay, is it a bacilli, is it a cocci, or is it a branching filaments? Okay, if you're dealing with a bacilli, a gram-positive bacilli, okay, try to differentiate it whether the gram-positive bacilli is aerobic or anaerobic. Okay? If it's aerobic, it's probably Listeria, Bacillus, or Corynebacterium. When it is anaerobic, probably this gram-positive bacilli is Clostridium. So, ganun lang yan. Okay? So now, if you're dealing a branching filaments, okay, under the microscope, you saw a gram-positive with branching filaments microorganisms. If it's aerobic, probably the microorganism that you're dealing is Nocardia. And if it's anaerobic, Actinomyces. Okay? So now, the ever famous, kasi di ba, all gram-positive cocci, all cocci are gram-positive, okay? So, usually they're all aerobic. Okay, so now, the lab test that will differentiate, okay, the Streptococcus and the Staphylococcus is the, what test? Nandiyan na. Catalase test, okay? So, when you're dealing a gram-positive cocci that is aerobic, and it is catalase negative, probably, you are dealing with Streptococcus. But if it's catalase positive, then it is Staphylococcus. Okay? Now, you want to know what kind of species. Okay? So, to differentiate the species, you must request, or the lab test that you will request is what? Coagulase. Okay? So, coagulase positive is Staphylococcus aureus, okay? So Staphylococcus aureus is now a gram-positive cocci, aerobic, catalase positive, and coagulase positive. So gets? You understand that? Okay? So now, actually, life nowadays become more simpler, okay? Because when you have, or when you're dealing microorganisms or infection, you send it to the lab and meron na, automated na. Okay? So you don't do anymore this kind of laboratory test. But for the sake of the board exam, okay, so you must know this. So this is also the principle of the other test naman. Okay? So, to differentiate now the other, the Staphylococcus saprophyticus and epidermidis, this will be differentiated based on their sensitivity in novobiocin. Okay, so novobiocin sensitive is S. epidermidis. Okay, now for the Streptococcus, you can identify its what kind of specific Streptococcus based on their growth in what agar? Okay. Blood agar. Okay, back. Okay, so what will you look for that? Okay, their pattern of hemolysis. Okay, so anong klase? Then you will able, okay. Okay, sa alpha, if you're dealing with alpha hemolysis, so it looks like a partial hemolysis. And if it's beta, it is complete hemolysis. And if it's gamma, there is no hemolysis. Okay? So if there's a partial hemolysis, what is the color of the surrounding agar? Pag partial lang. Ha? Tama naman. What? Medyo greenish, no? Yung paligid. Okay? So pag complete hemolysis, there's a clearing, no? Their surrounding agar, okay? So now, if you have a partial hemolysis, then you will think about an alpha Streptococcus. So now, to differentiate it, you could order optogene sensitivity, okay? So if it's sensitive with optogene, then it is Streptococcus pneumoniae. But if it's not, so you're dealing with viridans, okay? So, when you're dealing naman with complete hemolysis, okay? So, you can differentiate Agalactiae now and Pyogenes by bacitracin sensitivity. So, Agalactiae is resistant with bacitracin while the Pyogenes is sensitive with bacitracin. Now, when there's no hemolysis in the blood agar, so probably you're thinking about you're dealing with gamma hemolysis, then you will request, okay, for additional tests such as the growth in 6.5% sodium chloride. And if there's a growth, the streptococcus that you're dealing is enterococci, and if there's no growth, then this is a non-enterococcus bacteria, which is the Streptococcus bovis. Okay? So, again, pinalaki ko lang. Okay? So, if you want to be a pathologist, then mas mahirap yung aaralin nyo sa micro. Okay? So, you're also going to review about the different principle of each test. Okay? Dealing microorganism, but as well as each test. So, in patho kasi, combined training siya. So, meaning you have two. Okay? You have anatomic pathology and you have clinical pathology. So, under clinical pathology, you're going to deal different kind of sections in the laboratory, including microbiology. Okay? So, nakita nyo na kung bakit siya mahirap. Kasi anatomic and clinical, pinagsama pa. Okay? So, again, catalase test for the Staphylococcus and coagulase test specific for the Staphylococcus aureus. Okay, now, general rule. All staph are catalase positive, then all gram-positive rods naman are catalase positive except for erysipelotrix. Okay? So, lahat ng gram-positive cocci, okay, na staph ay they are catalase positive, as well as all gram-positive rods, okay, except for this microorganism. Okay, now general rule for the coagulase, only Staphylococcus aureus is coagulase positive, and to differentiate again, the coagulase negative, no, so by doing novobiocin sensitivity. Okay? So, all strep are catalase negative. So, huwag kayong malito catalase, coagulase, parehas lang, letter C. Pag sa board exam, nalito pa kayo 1 point. Okay? So, now, under streptococcus, okay? So, they are catalase negative. They are gram-positive cocci arranged in pairs and chains. They can be alpha, beta, or non-hemolytic in blood agar. And they can be classified using Lancefield. Okay, so the principle of this is based on the cell wall antigen of these microorganisms. That's why they have a group A, B, C, D, and the viridans. Okay, so the general rule for the Streptococcus is that all are bacitracin resistant except for Streptococcus pyogenes. Okay, then all are negative with sodium hypurate except for Streptococcus agalactiae. Then all are also negative for biosolubility and optochin resistant except for Streptococcus pneumoniae. And all are negative bile esculin except for group D Enterococcus. Okay? So, if you know this slide, you can go a long way. Okay? So, para sa mga, kasi gusto nyo na ngayon, di ba? Spoon feeding na. Lahat na lang binibigay na sa inyo. Okay? So, ayan na yung table. Okay? You just have to review this one. Okay? So, again, the different kind of gram-positive bacilli, they can be anaerobic or aerobic. So, under aerobic, non-spore forming gram-positive bacilli or the Listeria, Corynebacterium, and the rest. Okay? So now, for the gram-negative, sa gram-negative na tayo. So I'm not going to give you a lengthy lecture because I know naman that you will not absorb that, okay? So you have a whole year during your second year to absorb that. Okay, so now, alam ko naman na meron kayo, nakalimutan nyo lang yan. Okay? So, yeah. Okay. So, for the general rule, if after doing a gram stain, the medical technologist told you that that you're dealing with a gram negative. Okay? So, what is the importance of this? Kasi yung gram staining, you can have the laboratory result in just a few hours, okay? Unlike if you're doing or dealing with culture, so after 72 hours pa talaga yung final, okay? So hindi mo makikita. So kailangan mo syempre hintay mo pa ba yung resulta before giving medication with your patient. So, yun. So now, after knowing that you're dealing with a gram-negative gram-negative microorganism, now you should assess if you're dealing with a cocci or a rods. Okay? So, if they're rod shape, so continue with the other test kasi marami sila. Now, if you're dealing with gram-negative cocci, then you're probably dealing with a Neisseria infection. Okay? So, what are the other tests? Okay, so the first test that you would like to ask or do is the oxidase test. Okay, so this oxidase test, if it's negative, then probably you're dealing with Enterobacteriales. Okay, so yung mga gastrointestinal infections. Okay, yung mga yun. So if the gram-negative microorganism is oxidase positive, then think about Vibrio, Pseudomonas, or Neisseria. Okay? So, McConkey. So, McConkey yung ginagamit na agar. Okay? So, why? To assess what? Why do you want to use McConkey agar in a gram-negative microorganism? Because you want to assess their sugar fermentation. Okay? So, by the agar alone, you can classify them if there are lactose fermenters or non-lactose fermenters. Okay? So, it is also a general rule that all medically important gram-negative bacilli can ferment glucose. Okay. So, I told you earlier that most of the gram-negative bacilli have a lipopolysaccharide or lipid A endotoxin. Okay? So, what is the manifestation in patient when you're dealing with a microorganism with LPS virulence factor? So, your patient will present as probably she is having a fever. Tapos, pag mataas ang WBC count, okay? So, watch out for the hypotension and most especially the septic shock. Okay? Kasi pag irreversible na yun, kahit ano pang gawin mo, wala na. Okay? Mortality mo na yun. So, did you attend mortality and morbidity conference? Okay, saya no? Nakikita niyo yung mga nagpapahirap sa inyo na pinahihirapan din. Diba? Yun yung higanti nyo. Okay, so, syempre, ayaw nyo naman yun. Okay, so as much as possible, you don't want to have a mortality cases. So, in your rotation and in your residency, okay, so you should be aggressive in dealing with your patient to avoid irreversible, okay, such as shock. Okay, now, I've told earlier that all medically important gram-negative bacilli ferments glucose except for, okay, the Pseudomonas and Acinetobacter. Now, what are the oxidase-positive gram-negative bacilli? There are Pseudomonas, Vibrio, Neisseria, and Campylobacter. And oxidase-negative, basta oxidase-negative, then gram-negative, so you're probably dealing with Enterobacteriales. Okay, so yung mga E. coli, Klebsiella, Salmonella, and etc. So, when I'm mentioning lactose fermenters, so these are pink colonies, okay, in the McConkey agar. So, you should think about Enterobacteriales, such as the E. coli, Klebsiella, and Enterobacter. Okay, so they are usually the GIT or gastrointestinal tract or genitourinary tract infection or pathogens. Okay? So, for the non-lactose fermenters, they are colorless colonies in McConkie agar. So, think more about aggressive or environmental organisms such as Salmonella, Shigella, Pseudomonas, and Proteus. Okay? So, what are the general rule for the Enterobacteriales? So, you could do several tests to classify them further. Okay, so inulit ko na lang. For the lactose fermenter, E. coli and Klebsiella. For the non-lactose fermenter, Salmonella and Shigella. Okay. So kahit yun lang, maalala nyo ngayong araw. Masaya na ako doon. Okay? So for the motility test, okay, to differentiate Salmonella and Shigella is via motility. Sino yung motile? So motile is Salmonella. So hindi gumagalaw si Shigella. Okay? So, for the urease test, the urease positive na Enterobacteriales are the Proteus and Klebsiella. Okay? And for the H2S, hydrogen sulfur production in TSI is the Salmonella and the Proteus. Okay? So, to end this brief lecture, my tips to you guys, kayong mga chosen one, the lucky 42, ilan kayo 42? Okay. Okay, do not study the organism individually. Okay? So, individually. Huwag nyo silang i-memorize na isa-isa. Okay? So, okay, baka yung maalala nyo lang yung do not study. Okay? So, you should group them, okay, based on their rank stain, their shape, oxygen requirements, special stains, and biochemical patterns. Okay? So pag yun na-organize na sa thoughts nyo, kahit na pagbalik-balik kayo sa exam, okay, meron na kayong matibay na framework. Okay. So you could do a flowchart, kamukha nito. Then, mas maganda if you do it na kayo gumawa. Yan. Okay? Like that. So that you could remember, no? Kesa yung pinagawa mo doon sa katabi mo. Okay? So make a flow chart, then ask for what is the next branching step or test. Okay? Then, you must also learn their unique. Okay? So, ito lang yung unique sa organism na to. Okay? So, kung napapansin nyo, ang dami pong mga exact. Okay? So, para alam nyo na, yun lang yung unique dun eh. Siya lang yung wala. Okay? So, ganun. Okay? Then, rest well. Yan yung gustong-gusto nyo. Do not panic. And lots of prayer. Okay? So, dapat pala, kain ng madami. Okay, so good luck, okay, and thank you for listening. I kindly distribute the Scantron. Okay, my tips. Ako, nung nag-aaral ako yun, board exam, I'm the kind of person kasi na wala na akong pakinabang after